All systems active. Deactivated.
Welcome. Enter password.
I'm in. What's the code?
I don't know, try Iron Man.
Damn it. It didn't work. Let's go again.
Thor.
Bugger.
Spider-Man?
Damn it.
Strongest Avenger.
Starting to clean.
I got it. I'm coming back. Got it done.
Azalea said, "You can turn it on with the app on your phone, you dumb dumb."
What's going on, guys? I hope we're all well. Now, that 1 minute short was filmed all on the OSMO Pocket only, and only just over half an hour. Now, in this video, I want to explain the process of how to write a short film, and I also want to go through a little bit of a challenge for you guys, and I really want you guys to participate in this one. Now, firstly, I want to challenge you guys to create a short film that is under 1 minute long. And I really want you guys to use whatever camera you have. So no matter what it is, you can use absolutely any camera you have. The theme is technology. So make sure you stick to the end so you get a little bit more details in how you can submit for this film. Now, writing a short film is definitely not easy, especially it being under 1 minute. Short films can actually have dialogue, or it can be completely absent of dialogue and just have actions. My teachers at uni always taught us show rather than tell. Try not to explain the story through dialogue, but rather show it. Now, I study a full degree in this, and it is impossible for me to explain this in one video, so I'm just going to give you some absolute basic tips. Now, the first thing you need to do is obviously plan the film. So start writing down ideas. Try and plan a basic story. Now, sometimes it's an easy way to think about making a story is using the words, what if? In this short film, I used the lines, what if technology allowed us to control everything with mobile devices? So starting with what if can actually help you create a little bit of a flow. Now, this is just one way to create some ideas. Some things you need to think about when you create a story is writing the basic treatment of some sort. That is just pretty much a treatment's like a basic explanation of the whole story and what you are actually going to see. Now, with the treatment, you can also design a basic shot list or a storyboard. It all depends on how you actually want to plan the shots. Now, the more you plan, the more idea you have when you actually execute that plan. Even if you want to do the bare minimum, you could just even write a super basic dot point of the whole story. Now, with this short, I wrote a basic treatment. I didn't think it really needed a storyboard as I was pretty clear in exactly what I wanted. Now, pretty much every single time I create a storyboard, I actually use a program called Cine Tracer. It's a fully animated software that actually allows you to create lifelike storyboards with lighting and cameras and full storyboards in there. It's completely amazing. Now, once you have completed a basic shot list or a storyboard or a treatment, then you need to think about lighting. Now, lighting is really, really important. A basic lighting plan definitely is advisable. Now, lighting is the key to keeping your subject correctly exposed. Now, we all know that the OSMO Pocket is really not good under low light situations, so I had to light every single shot. Especially indoors, you don't want to bump up that ISO, which obviously increase the grain. Now, unfortunately, it was a little bit of a rush job, but that wasn't the point of this film for me because we had little Bub playing in a little pen just at the side, so we didn't really have too much time to do this. So that's why it only took just over half an hour. But as you can see here, we predominantly use the Godox SL60. Now, this light is incredible. It's very portable and it's great. And I actually use the Iwata Genius lights as well, just to put as a little bit of a fill light. So now that you have most of your pre-production planned, it's time to shoot. When you're trying to think about shooting, try and have some movement in the shots. But I mean, this should actually be planned in your shot list anyway. But if your actor is static, potentially move the camera, track it left or track it right, have something in the foreground and track behind it. You can dolly in or dolly out. You can even have objects in the background move, like a little bit of fog or just some actors walking past. Whatever it is, movement is quite important to have in most scenes. Yes, if the mood requires slow movement or static shots, then by all means, film static shots. You just need to have a point to have a static shot, but you don't want to have static shots throughout the whole film. It becomes stagnant and a little bit boring. I just want you to think about creating something a little bit more dynamic than static shots. And no, I don't mean do a whole bunch of Daniel Schiffer sort of style B-roll shots. I'm not after some epic B-roll piece unless the film actually requires that. Now don't forget to try and plan different angles. I don't want to get into it too much, but filming the subject, looking up at them can actually give them a little bit more power in the frame. And then when you look down on the subject, it can actually make them appear a little smaller and less significant and sort of have less power in the scene. Framing them in the thirds can also make for a pleasing composition. You probably would have heard it before. Framing in the thirds, it's pretty important. I won't be going full in depth with this, but I will be going a little bit more in depth when it comes to my behind the scenes of the Septic film, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Now, it usually is best to record audio on set. Try and record it externally if you can. Even if you have a hidden lav underneath the shirt, that'll get some really good audio. I try and record everything externally, but with this one, I recorded everything just with the Osmo Pocket, just to show you guys that all you need is a camera that can record. You can make some pretty cool stuff with that. So I really just wanted to show you guys, I don't recommend using just the onboard mic of the Osmo Pocket or whatever camera you have. Try and record audio externally. Unfortunately, like I said, we had Azalea playing in the background in a pen, so we couldn't actually use majority of the audio because we had SpongeBob playing on the TV and Azalea making a whole bunch of noise, so we actually had to do a whole bunch of ADR through the whole set. Now, if you don't know what ADR is, essentially it's just recording audio in the studio, putting it over the top of the film. Now, it's not really a great way to do it, but there are actually a lot of films that have done this before. There is one scene that I remember by Hugh Jackman. He was filming Wolverine, and he was running through the jungle in the scene, and he was going through the motions in the studio, recording studio, and he was actually doing the exact sort of motions and trying to get that energy in there, and he recorded all the audio in the studio. Now, once you have completed the filming, editing is actually one of the most important parts. Now, I just want to talk a little bit about aspect ratio. Now, aspect ratio can actually help tell the story. There isn't just one specific aspect ratio, because these aspect ratios can change depending on what kind of feel you want to have. Let's say you have a 2.35:1 aspect ratio. That's quite narrow, and that can actually make you feel sort of entrapped and gives you less vision. Pretty standard one is 1.85:1. That's a standard ratio. I know a lot of YouTubers use 16:9 ratio, use regular 16:9. I use 2:1 most of the time with my YouTube videos, but with my short film, I use 2.35:1. It all depends on how you want the film to sort of look. Now, also, sound design is pretty important in post-production. Now, this provides that fullness in the film. It fills all the gaps. And, you know, good audio is extremely important. Good sound design, good music, all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm going to play this film without the sound effects and without the music.
I'm in. What's the code?
I don't know, try Iron Man.
Damn it. It didn't work. Let's go again.
Thor.
Bugger.
Spider-Man?
And then I'm going to play it with the music.
I'm in. What's the code?
I don't know, try Iron Man.
Damn it. It didn't work. Let's go again.
And then now I'm going to play it with the music and sound design.
Welcome. Enter password.
I'm in. What's the code?
I don't know, try Iron Man.
Damn it. It didn't work. Let's go again.
Thor.
Bugger.
Now you can see a massive difference there. So be sure to spend a little bit of extra time doing some sound design. Okay, I hope that will help you guys create the short film. Now, I would really love for you guys to join in with this one. I'm gonna give you 1 week to make this short film. Really short, really fast. It only needs to be under 1 minute. Now, what you have to do is post it onto your YouTube and give me a link to watch it. Use absolutely any camera you have, smartphone, OSMO Pocket, DSLR, cinema camera, whatever you have, use that. Try just to have a basic story outline. Try to have a basic story outline, and I want it to be about technology. So the theme is technology. Anything to do with technology. Now that was the theme of what I did with the OSMO Pocket, and obviously all the stuff around the house. I wanted it to be about technology, so we're gonna try and do it about technology. Now please use royalty-free music or Epidemic Sounds, otherwise I can't play it on my YouTube. I will have to try and play it in a different way, but yeah, if you can use Epidemic Sound, that would be great. Now stay indoors or within your own yard, obviously not going outside your property. Stay within the legal requirements of what your government is doing at the moment with the whole world situation going on at the moment. But I just wanted you guys to sort of stay inside your homes and just really try and get creative with this whole thing and have a bunch of fun. I really want you guys to have a bit of fun creating a film in under 1 minute. Try and put a little bit of a story together about technology. I hope you guys join in. This will be absolutely fun. You got 1 week as of today, so make sure you get onto it, guys. All right, I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that like button, comment below if you have any questions. Other than that, my name's Jason Morris, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let's get it.
I thought you were gonna like do that post-production.
Fix it in post.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were doing.
Fortunately, it doesn't work like that. It's alright, I'll fix it in post.